Okay, guys, I'm back with the part 2 for AWS Certified Security Specialty exam. I hope you have enjoyed part 1 where I explained how many questions comes in AWS Security Specialty exam. So I'm recapping once more. Total exam duration is 170 minutes. So there are 65 questions which would be either multiple choice or multiple responses. Multiple choice question is having single correct answer. Multiple response questions having two or more correct answers. As I specified, scored questions are 50 and 15 are unscored questions which AWS would be using for their further analysis. AWS charged 300 USD dollars for this exam. These slides from AWS portal to explain the students about the process and about the procedure how to clear the exam. I will explain further. In domain 1, task 1.3 is a respond to compromise resources and workload. So if any of the resource is compromised or your workload is compromised, how you will respond? So for example, if you have the boost bot attack, or if somebody is trying to penetrate your some of the EC2 machine from couple of IPs, how you will make sure that you restrict those IPs. If somebody is hacked your EC2 machine, how you will respond? So it also requires the knowledge of security incident response guide. You should also understand how to isolate. So for example, if you are having a number of machines under load balancer, and if your one of the machine is hacked by attacker, so how you will make sure that it should not affect the other environment? How you will isolate this machine by either by you know isolating the security groups or removing from the load balancer or stopping the attacker at naked level, or if you are having the load balancer, then how you can use WAF or WAVACL to restrict certain number of IPs and geolocations. How you will have the root cause analysis for all those effects. How you will do the log analysis. The way you have used the event whiz. If you have applied the guard duties in your environment, then how you will detect issues, and whether you can automate this part, how you can use the lambda function and event this for responding these kind of issues. Candidates should know about the lambda, about the event bridge, step functions, system managers, security hub, AWS security hub, AWS config, how you will use the detective and guard duties, how your volume snapshot will help you for doing the forensic analysis for the compromised resources. In terms of S3, if you have to analyze the PII data, whether you can use the Athena for analysis, log analysis. We can how you can use the S3 lifecycle is replications or object logs. This all comes under domain 1. There is another part, domain 2, that is security logging and monitoring. Security logging and monitoring having different tasks. In case any security events, how you will monitor and provide the alert for monitoring your resources, how you use the CloudWatch. You have to monitor your disk, your CPU, your memory, your status, how you will use the CloudWatch, how you will use the inventories. You should understand and you should do practical for clearing this exam. Lambda, SNS notification, security hub. So these are the major services for automating your alert. Other tools are guard duty and system manager. So system manager is a great tool which gives you multiple facilities. It can do the your patch management process simple. You can run multiple run books. You can automate different repeated tasks. How you can analyze your environment and monitor it. Another task is security monitoring and alerting. How you will troubleshoot. You should understand what is security hub, how security hub work, what out security hub provide, whether you can automate the security hub finded issues, how you can remediate. You should understand all those monitoring alerting aspect. For whole cloud, the important part is logging. Based on your workload, you get a lot of logs, either say application or infrastructure or your AWS services log. One should understand how VPC flow log works. If somebody is coming to your cloud, can you monitor the traffic? Can you understand what was the source and what was the destination? What is the protocol used? How many packets are transit? It also understand the DNS log. AWS provide Route 53 DNS. So you can have private DNS and public DNS. You should also understand how to analyze DNS logs. Also understand the CloudTrail. If somebody is trying to log in your machine, how you will use the CloudTrail log. If someone left the project and you want 2 months, 3 months data, then can you go in CloudWatch's CloudTrail screen and can see through the events? Can you filter it? Or you need Cloud Amazon Athena, how the CloudWatch logs works. And you send the CloudWatch logs or all the logins to a centralized location. You will also understand log labels, types, destination and lifecycle management. If you are storing a log, you have to store that. You need to understand how much retention. You need to make sure that your cost is minimized. So for minimizing the cost, AWS provide multiple lifecycle management policies. Either it's a file lifecycle management policies or S3 lifecycle management policies. You'd also understand what are the AWS best practices and organization requirement. Another task is how you're troubleshooting the logging solution. So you got the log. Now you have to troubleshoot. So whether you will use the Athena or you will use the CloudWatch, CloudTrail or CloudWatch logs, you should understand VPC flow log, DNS flow log, how these logs works, how these AWS services works. You should also understand the bucket policies, how you can have the S3 bucket policies. If you have to provide for the limited access, how bucket policies work, what are the endpoints you can use, how will you have the log analysis solution, Athena, CloudWatch filter, CloudTrail inside, Hub inside, CloudTrail logs. You should understand how these policies work, how the services work. You should do a lot of practical and you should have a thorough knowledge, practical knowledge and theoretical knowledge to clear the exam. The third domain is infrastructure security. So 20% questions, 20% weightage is allowed for infrastructure security. So it says design and implement security controls for AWS services. You should also understand what is WAF, how WAF work, what are the load balancers, how Route 53 work, how CloudFront work, Shield work, what are the common threats, attacks, how OWAFs work, what is a DDoS attack, how layered wave application architecture work. So knowledge of all these services required. You should also understand how you will restrict the A's based on various criteria. What is geolocation? Geolocations, what are the rate limits? What is WAF? What is wave ACL? How you will deploy the WAF? Where actually WAF would be deployed? Whether it can be deployed to CloudFront, whether it can deploy to cloud load balancer, you should understand. Then the third is design and implement network security controls. You should understand what is NACL, how the network firewall work, how the security group work, what is transit gateway, BPC endpoint, traffic monitoring, VPN technologies, what is direct connect. You have to connect from the on-premises to your cloud. What are the different techniques available? What is transit gateway, NACL, VPC endpoint, Lambda? You should have all what is traffic monitoring, what is public and private subnet. A good amount of networking knowledge is required for clearing the examination. So you should also understand how you will manage network and you should have enough knowledge for the networking. The 3.3 task is design and implement security controls for multi-compute workloads. So you should also know what is patching, instruction, how you will create the snapshots and AMI, what is EC2 image builder, what are the different roles, IAM instance role and service roles, what is container, what is ECR, inspector. You should understand for these compute workload. So what is compute workload? So wherever we have EC2 Lambda or containers, these are the compute. This having the computation power. How you will make sure that you are securing these computer workloads? All the questions related to compute workload you will get in this examination. You should know how to harden the EC2 image. What is authentication and authorization? What is host-based security mechanism? What is host-based firewall? What is the structure? How I will use the secret manager and parameter store? You should understand all those